One, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Welcome back to Kansas City, Missouri for the World Ninja League Premier Series live from Motus Ninjas. I'm Alex Cunningham alongside Philip Scott. This is the Mature Kids Division. Philip, we already saw some incredible action in the Kids Division, and it is only going to heat up from here.
Absolutely, Alex. Great to have everybody with us. And yes, the Motus Ninjas comp so far has been absolutely incredible. The Kids Division, we saw some amazing runs. It came down to speed at the end of it, didn't it?
Sure did. 0.15 seconds separating the 4th and 5th place kids athletes. As always, the top 4 boys, top 4 girls will be moving on to Premier Series finals. You see right there the 16 boys and 16 girls who are going to be battling for the title. We'll be adding 16 more to each side, and already some strong names there on the lineups.
Oh yeah, just looking down the list, of course, we started off at Ferox with Easton Kolek pulling off that clutch win. Then, as you can see, we have Alex Schaefer, Anthony DeSimone, and Lucas Savage. All 4 of those qualified at Ferox. Then at Motive, we had John L. Backmeyer, Will Vaz, Grayson Rukus, and Zachary Ramos finishing up the top 4 at Motive. Then, as you can see, we are 4 from Australia. We had Nico Zandona, Mason Flanagan Hawks, Benjamin Reed, and Adam Francis. Then, at Austin 2 weeks ago, we had Aiden Collins with that insane save.
That's right,
on that skyhook. Logan Cummins, Brandon Hernandez, and Jet Hinnon. Why don't you take us through the girls' division?
Sure. Well, our defending world champion, Megan Moore, taking home the win at Ferox. She was joined by Kenzie Carvin, Emily Bauco, and Harper Bergen in the top 4. Then we went over to Motive. Ember Strickland absolutely tearing up that course. She was joined by Addison Stockham, Vivian Serafina, and Haven Chismar. Then we went down to Australia with Samantha Chapman, Ella Fugier, Savannah Smith, and Harlow Smith taking home those top 4 spots. And then 2 weeks ago at Austin, it was Mika Wagner taking home the win and joined by Ace Nichols, Eberly Camps, and Susie Q. Riddle.
Yeah, so those are our 32 so far out of 64 total, as we were saying. They will be going to the Premier Series finals at Ferox Athletics in Brooklyn, New York, November 17th and 19th.
That is going to be so much fun seeing the top athletes from around the world in every division. But just to remind you how we're getting there, 2 courses today. First up, the placement course, 5 obstacles with a strict 90-second time limit, although we saw athletes carve up that time limit, clearing in about half of it. So we will see how much more of a challenge it proves to be for the mature kids. As a reminder, that will set the run order for the challenge course. In that challenge course, much longer, much more endurance-based. 2 retries allowed. Can't use both retries on the same obstacle. And it'll be the challenge course that determines the final results that pick the top 4 boys, top 4 girls going to the finals in Brooklyn. And we saw that it's not necessarily the top placement athletes that move on, as we saw in the kids.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the issue was, people were just really having just amazing runs, but the issue was that they,
The caliber of athlete is so high in the Premier Series, I think is what you're trying to say.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Is it's just so high. The bar is set so high, and so some of the runs early on just set the bar way too high, and it caused a lot of issues for the rest of the runs. They still had amazing runs. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
But it was just they just set the bar high, like we were saying.
Yeah, I mean, this has been an incredibly challenging course, and almost every athlete, I think possibly every athlete, made it to the next to last obstacle. And that was no small task that the mature kids are going to have to replicate. On both sides, actually, we have the top Heartland athlete in the regular season, that being Eli Paul for the boys and Millie Eaves for the girls. And then we also have 2 athletes that beat all 3 stages of the World Championship, Colton Davis and Sebastian Robotin.
Wow, they made it all the way, beat stage 3. That's super impressive. That will definitely be... Those are definitely 2 guys to watch out for there. Just looking through the run order now. Just looking through...
Yeah, I mean, we can also see a lot of very low power rankings. 3rd in the power rankings, Ava Dombrowski. Just, I mean, what a season she had, finishing in the top 3 in the world in power rankings. We also see Colton Davis, who we mentioned, is 8th in the power rankings. Definitely a strong field and a couple of wild cards that might surprise us.
Yeah, that's for sure. We've had lots of wild cards all throughout this season. Just people that might have, messed up, or not messed up, but people that might have gone under the radar, not messed up, have really shown themselves this year. It's been really awesome.
Just to be clear, everybody, that's their power rank. On the right side, we have power rankings in the World Ninja League. You want a low number, number 1 being the number 1 ranked athlete. And so many strong athletes. Looks like we're going to have 6 on the girls' side. That's what we had for the kids, and it turned out to be a very exciting competition. But we have 11 on the boys' side. That's going to be our biggest division of the day. And let's not forget this, the 5th of 8 qualifiers, still 3 to go. First one's going to be at Life Force Ninja, and we have seen at Life Force a number of Canadian athletes competing also. So that's going to be a multinational competition.
Yep, Life Force is just around the Seattle, Vancouver area. And so we'll have a lot of athletes, obviously, from the Northwest, Oregon, and Washington. Then, of course, Vancouver. We have people from, of course, the Chow brothers run the Canadian Ninja League, they are from Vancouver, and
yes,
their gym is Momentum Ninja. So they're going to be bringing their contingent there.
Yeah, obviously very happy with our partnership with the Canadian Ninja League, sending us over lots of high caliber athletes, just like a lot of the European countries and gyms that are going to be represented at True Function in October.
Yep, True Function, of course, so many UK athletes. UK is a big ninja stronghold. We've got lots of awesome athletes there. We've had every division, kids up to elites. We had some elites in the UK, from the UK, compete at Worlds. Hollis Lansford actually made it to stage 2 in elites in the Strongest Ninja. And then, of course, we're heading over to Israel. Rishon LeZion, Israel, which is just south of Tel Aviv, at Ninja Academy, owned by Gil Morantz.
Yeah, we saw Gil compete at Ferox, so I get the feeling that we're going to be introduced to a lot of Western Asian athletes that you guys might not be familiar with at home that are going to be competing right up at the top at Premier Series finals. That's what Premier Series is all about, getting you guys at home to know the best athletes in our sport. Only the top quarter of athletes from season 8 qualified to the Premier Series. So just getting here, a huge accomplishment, but now they are being put to the test with the toughest courses we've seen all season.
Absolutely. And starting off with the placement course, we did see a lot of very fast runs, but most people, if they did make a mistake or slip up, it was on that Stegosaurus. That was catching them off guard, rushing, going fast on those tapered caps of the Stegosaurus.
And the first obstacle to those laches, we're going to see most athletes in all likelihood link those laches. So they're going to be coming into that obstacle hot. And so I think the athletes that are going to be the most successful are going to be the ones that slow down their heart rate, really focus on that obstacle, and then can, change their speed at a dime and then turn on the jets after that obstacle and not on that obstacle.
Yeah, but it has to be a balance because they can't psych themselves out. We saw some athletes kind of like stop on the Bosu before it, and I feel like that sort of made them think about it too much. You just have to be steady from the get-go, from the starting platform. Just walk really steadily, keep your feet under you, keep your center of gravity, and you'll get to the end.
Yeah, definitely a tricky placement course. We also saw those thick kind of mini UFOs at the end of the course. The kids got through it pretty easily, but the mature kids, a little bit bigger hands, a little bit bigger of athletes in general. And, maybe that could turn out to be a surprise crux point on this course.
Oh yeah, and also those bull holds, when you're rushing, we did see a couple of slip ups there on those bull holds at the very end, because it's precise. They're like mini UFOs, and
Exactly.
and they kind of have this weird weight distribution to them because they're kind of, it's like hourglass shape, so there's like a bowl under it too. So athletes will have to be cognizant of that and not grab too much forward or backwards.
And especially once these later athletes get up, they're going to realize that this is going to be a time crunch. You are going to have to fly through this course. But as we've seen, there are a couple obstacles on this course where mistakes definitely can be made if you're rushing.
Oh yeah, just any course, challenge or placement, but especially placement, because you're pushing the pace so much. Like you said, those later runs,
So
they
just
feel.
to give everybody I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because they feel, the pressure. They know what the bar is, where the bar is set up high, and yeah.
Exactly right. Well, we're just getting our cameras into position, and we will be right down on the course in just a moment. But again, some of the top athletes in the Heartland competing in this division. We talked about Eli Paul, ranked number 1. We also have on the girls' side the number 2, number 3, and number 5 athletes in the Heartland region in Natalie Gray, Ace Nichols, and Lainey Wallace, respectively. And over on the boys, we also have number 4 ranked Parker Smart. We also have a couple of athletes that went deep into the course at the World Championship. Simon Gelman, we haven't mentioned yet, but he is one of the top caliber New England athletes making the long trip down here to Motus, all the way in Kansas City. A lot of these athletes coming out of Missouri, either from here at Motus or Ultimate Ninja St. Louis. We've seen a number of athletes from Obstacle Academy Obstacle Academy is in Minnesota, but we've also seen some Ultimate Ninjas athletes in the Chicago area. But athletes are welcome to compete in any or as many Premier Series events as they would like. So we've been seeing a lot of Northeast and New Englanders who weren't able to make it to Ferox or perhaps haven't qualified yet try their shot here at Motus, just like Ava Dombrowski, who is our first athlete, and we're underway. 90-second time limit. And as we said, linking the laches can take one extra swing here. Wow, having to go to a cliffhanger ledge. This got intense. And we also have an inverted Bosu ball trying to throw off the athlete's momentums, but that did not throw off Ava at all. She is moving through this course quickly.
Absolutely, as she goes through the trapezes now. Okay. There she is.
There we go.
Through the spinning log
through...
and the sonic curve, and now she's getting ready for that UFO thingy.
Bigger build up to the trapeze than we saw in the kids division. And this a pretty far lache.
Oh,
and she almost had it, almost actually grabbed it in the middle.
Yeah, still great effort.
Yes.
Still great effort, but she just missed by like an inch too low.
Yeah, the narrowest of margins in Ninja can really come into play. Very strong run by Ava, and like we said, those UFOs could become the crux point. But we've seen that this course is quite a bit more challenging than it was for the kids.
Absolutely. And as you can see, next up we'll have Aria Capozzi taking on the course. She goes, getting ready, sizing up this course that starts out with a unique start right into lache bars.
Looks like she's coming out of Buffalo, if I had to guess by the Midwest and the hybrid shirt. Oh, did she get it? Yes, she did. Just narrowly making that dismount. Now has to slow down the heart rate for the Stegosaurus. But she is through that. Made it all the way to the final obstacle of stage 1. We saw a lot of mature kids athletes make it all the way to the end, but that was a very tight time limit on stage 1. So impressive that she made it all the way to the end of stage 1, and she has made it all the way to the end of the placement course here. One obstacle to go.
Okay, she's eyeing up this last grab.
And she went for the middle and just grabbed a little too far forward. We'll need to get somebody on the floor to verify for us if the tops of that hold are in play. But still a strong run from Aria, as Aria Capozzi looks to place highly in the placement course to give her a good run order for the challenge course. I was also told a slight correction from our intro. Hunter Chance Gebo, or Gebo, I'm sorry, Hunter, also qualified in the mature kids male back at Ferox. We're going to be seeing him at Premier Series finals. Want to make sure we gave credit to everybody. Such a strong field we're going to have there. And these athletes looking to join them, including Millie Eaves, the number 1 ranked athlete in the Heartland region, made it to the top 10 at the World Championship, made it all the way to the second to last obstacle of the entire course.
She's
and
Lincoln.
We can see why.
Guess who her coach is?
Who's that?
Tyler Smith.
Oh man, the world champion. We're going to be seeing him in the elite division defend his title. That'll be tomorrow night. But right now, Millie giving us perhaps a preview of what the Barn Boys have cooked up.
Sadicking
Millie
through.
trains out of Ultimate Ninja St. Louis and also Shinobi Fitness. Also won the Heartland Regional Championship. Last obstacle now. Sizing it up. You don't want to overshoot. Now, Millie's been really focused on beating the obstacles. So let's see if that strategy has paid off as she tries to make the grab and just couldn't hang on. Still making it to the last obstacle, and that last obstacle is indeed looking to be a crux point.
Yeah, it's so precise. I have to see if anybody else can finally crack the code of that obstacle.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think in that intro we mentioned Ace Nichols as an athlete who's already qualified. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yes. Ace is qualified for the Premier Series finals, just trying to get some prep before finals in November.
Yeah, certainly can't blame her. Challenging herself with the best of the best. Now, to be clear, everybody, Ace, who finished second 2 weeks ago, cannot take one of those 4 qualifying spots. And it looks like also we have Millie Kim qualified at Austin as well. Looks like perhaps we had a alternate. It's going to be a very strong field. Ace looking to challenge herself against the best of the best. Definitely a young woman with a impressive ninja resume. She was number
Lincoln
1
right
in
through.
the Heartland back in season 7.
Going
Third
for those cliff
in
ledges.
season 8. Makes the catch.
Man, if they already have a Lachey to a cliffhanger ledge as the first stop. Oh, and she slips off.
And yeah, that balance can just sometimes you just take your eye off the ball, so to speak. That was a tough break, but we're definitely going to see Ace come back stronger in the challenge course.
Yeah, it is just balance. Like I've said time and time again, it is so tricky to keep your eye on it and keep your feet under you when you're pushing the time, pushing the pace. But up next we have a homegrown ninja out of Motus, Lainey Wallace. Here she goes.
We'll see if home field advantage can come into play here for Lainey. Sizing up these Lachey's.
And as I was saying before, man, if the first obstacle has a cliffhanger Lachey in it in the placement course, I can't even imagine what it's going to be for the elites. Oh, and she just misses it. Still,
yeah, it
great
looks like
effort.
looks like it's a pretty far grab.
Yeah, it's got to be like 6 feet or so.
Yeah, that's such a tough obstacle. And we will see Lainey back in the challenge course. And this is our final Mature Kids female athlete, Natalie Gray.
She gets ready, eyeing up these Lachey's.
Another young woman who made it to the very end of stage 1. She was number 2 in the Heartland division in season 8. Also coming out of Ultimate Ninja St. Louis.
Yep, and now she gets the grab on the cliffhanger very nicely through. Now has to commit. Not overthink the Stegosaurus too much. Just gotta go right through. Yep, skips the last one, and she's through.
And what I like most is she was dead center on that inverted Bosu ball. We've definitely seen that can humble you if you don't hit that right in the center. Spinning Sonic Curve next.
No
and
problem
she's
for
through. Oh, it's Aussie Grips from down in Australia, correct?
This one? I'm not sure, actually. But here she goes, trying to get this last one.
Oh, she almost had it! Right idea, though, laughing it off. Still going to have a very good place in the run order for the challenge course, and she has shown us that she's right up there with the best of them.
Yeah, great effort. I think it might be Aussie Grips. But anyway, yeah, Natalie, that puts her in 4th so far. So she will be running, or 3rd so far. That will be putting her running 4th in the placement. So gives her a bit of time to judge the challenge course. But as we now go to the boys,
It'll be Colton Davis coming up first, one of two young men in this division who defeated all three stages. And I mean, he's coming out of the barn.
Woo!
We saw the barn. Anyone coming out of the
Smooth.
barn just obliterate our course at Worlds. Skipping
Flying
the inverted
through.
Bosu ball. He is moving, linking the X-Laches.
I was going to say, he's moving a lot like Sam Folsom. That's what he's reminding me of. Makes sense. So now
Certainly,
he's...
and he says his coaches are Sam Folsom, Phil Folsom, and Tyler Smith. All of
Look at
whom
those
finished
pops.
in the top
And
10.
he's
of
got
Worlds.
it. No problem.
Oh my goodness, Colton Davis. Before we can even talk about his run, 36 seconds.
Wow. He was just floating through. Amazing control. That whole run. He did that little back low angle link, that little like setup for that last hold. Man, that was I am super impressed with that run. That was fast. That's going to be tough to beat. That's going to put the pressure on these last 10
For
athletes.
sure.
But we're going to be in for a good show. We'll see if anybody can match his pace. I'm sure they're going to give it their best shot.
Well, from an athlete that beat all three stages to the athlete that was ranked number 1 in the Heartland division in points in Season 8, it's Eli Paul. Eli's given us those links. Is he going to link the cliffhanger? You bet he is.
Oh!
And oh no!
He missed the platform just...
Yeah, he was going a little too fast.
I think he just slipped off. I think he might have undershot or slipped off as he was going for that link. But yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. When you have such an amazing performance that early, everybody else just has to try their best to keep up.
Yeah, this is by far the most challenging first obstacle we've had, really, on either the placement or challenge course in, I want to say, any Premier Series event. We'll see if Aiden Weidler can take it down. Aiden made it to the second to last obstacle of stage 3 at the World Championship, finished in 16th.
I believe 605 Ninja, that's in South Dakota.
That sounds correct. North Central athlete is Aiden.
Now he's through the spinning sonic curve. No problem. Oh yeah, it is the Aussie grips. That's what it says. You're right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aussie Grip in Australia.
Yeah, so many great obstacle creators from around the world now. And Donovan, being an athlete that likes to travel the globe, is scouring the world for the hardest obstacles he can throw at these athletes. Aiden Weidler making the catch. Just got to get out of there. He does.
What a
And with
run.
a time of 53 seconds, Aiden, our second buzzer for the Mature Kids division.
And if we can take a look at the run order, see who's up next. Got Simon Gelman out of Ultimate Obstacles.
Yeah, they definitely know speed up there at Ultimate Obstacles. Keenan Doyle, one of the coaches there, always says that every course is a speed course. This definitely is a speed course. We saw an athlete, Colton, beat it in 36 seconds. We'll see if Simon can top that. He's trying for it. Made it to stage 2 at the World Championship. He skips to the second step. He's the first athlete to do that today, wasting no time on the Aussie grips.
Link.
Incredible. Can he get to this last one? He tried to static it. Could come back. You're committed to staticking it now. He's just fumbling it.
I think he can do it. He just needs to pop. I think if he just goes for the pop, and he does.
Oh, he caught it. He was able to stabilize it enough to lâcher to it. When every course is a speed course, you can tell he's frustrated, but I don't know why he would be. A blazing fast time for Simon.
Yeah,
that just goes to show you the level of run that these athletes expect from themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's just how athletes' mindsets are, but it's also important to note just how impressive a run he had, especially I think he had the fastest time up to that last obstacle. So next up we
I
have
think so,
Lucas
yeah.
Brazina out of Next Level Ninja.
Yeah, Lucas and Joseph, it seems like they've competed every weekend for about the past 4 years. They are some of our most experienced athletes. We're going to be seeing Joseph in the preteens. Lucas looking to lay down the gauntlet. Oh, but he comes up short on the laches.
Yeah, I think what happened was he just got a little too much height on that grab.
But we'll see him back on the challenge course. Now, I'm not sure what happens when we have two athletes that go out on the first obstacle. I'll have to check the rulebook. Perhaps a game of rock, paper, scissors is in order.
In any event,
Yeah,
Isaac Kraft up next.
Number 6 athlete in the Heartland division back in season 8. Another athlete who made it to the last obstacle of stage 1, and we can see why with those links. This tough lache to the cliffhanger, though, gets out of there. Out of the Stegosaurus.
Taking his time, setting himself up. Skips from the second to last.
But that was smart, though. He's playing it a little bit conservatively because he knows that there are a lot of difficult obstacles on this course, and just finishing is going to give you a good run order no matter how fast you beat him. You still have to beat them all.
Here he goes now. Nice setup for the last jump.
And I don't think we will see many athletes try to static it after Simon, but unfortunately just came up a little bit in front. Still, though, a very good run by Isaac. Well, we're about halfway through our mature kids boys division, as coming up next, Sebastian Robotin, number 3 in New England, number 5 in the world in the power rankings, number 6 at the world championship. And that was just based off of how fast he beat stage 3, because he beat all 3 stages.
Yeah, he is floating through this first obstacle. Head over to balance. Nice steady pace here. Skips.
Yeah, and look at that. He was able to slow down his heart rate. Still, a decently aggressive take there on the Stegosaurus, but he knows when to turn it into high gear. Such an experienced athlete.
Yeah, he has such a smooth style. Makes me wonder if he has like a parkour background. Looking very cool, calm, and collected here. Getting that last grab, and he got
makes
it.
the catch. Needs to get out of there.
And he has
And I believe that will be our second fastest time. It is 46 seconds.
Wow.
Great run by Sebastian.
Smooth is fast.
Certainly true. I mean, just so efficient on all of these obstacles. That will really come in handy in the challenge course.
Absolutely. Especially how many moves require efficiency in order to not gas out in that challenge course. Is up next, we have Parker Smart.
Yeah, Parker, the number 4 athlete in the Heartland region, made it to the second to last obstacle of stage 1 at Worlds. Getting some nice swings here. Being a little bit cautious, but that's okay because this has been a tough grab. And you can see just came up a little bit short. This such a tough lache. We've been seeing so many top athletes just coming up short on that lache.
Yeah, exactly. That cliffhanger ledge. Like I said, I wouldn't expect anything less from the team at Motus to make a
first obstacle that difficult.
Exactly. First obstacle
and
difficult.
And I have some bad news for these athletes, for all of these athletes, to be clear, because there's a cliffhanger coming up in the challenge course. It's going to be the 4th obstacle. As we are down to our last 3 on the placement course, Beckett Scott's going to be up first. Looks like a brief stop down on the floor, but just to highlight again the difficulty of this course. That lache is, longer than the reach of some of these athletes. It looks like about a 6 or a 7 foot lache, and it's to a cliffhanger ledge. So you really can't grab it like a bar. You really have to rely on your finger strength when you catch that.
Exactly.
And then, as we've seen, not even the dismount is a gimme.
Exactly. It's just a completely different grip. You just have to grab it with the front of your fingertips, just like a cliffhanger.
That looks like a brief switch up here. We're going to have Arthur Conrad up next. Arthur looks like coming out of Midwest Warrior. Not a facility I can say I'm familiar with, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they got. Well, they've got some laches.
Yeah, definitely got links. As he's moving through the balance now, no problem.
Yeah, very aggressive through that. Hits the center of that Bosu ball. And he is the first to static the X's, so he's got some wingspan to him.
Absolutely. Now he's heading onto the Sonic Curve. Makes the little cat grab. Now he is on to the last obstacle.
It's the Aussie grips. And we have seen throughout the day, this is a difficult obstacle. Can't blame him for taking a moment to size it up.
Exactly. Nice low launch there. Keeps that momentum going to get this last grab. Oh, he just grabs the front side.
The front again, yeah. I mean, on UFOs, you have a little bit of give to like be able to grab it a little bit in the front or a little bit in the back. On these mini UFOs, no such room for error. You have to be absolutely dead in the center of that.
Absolutely. I have a mini UFO at home. And it's a little bit bigger than that one, but yeah, the same thing applies. You have to be exactly center or else you're just going to slip right off. So it's really impressive just how much precision these athletes have.
And the final athlete for the placement course in the mature kids is going to be Leland Dieter. Leland is a hometowner here at Motus. He's been to the World Championship 3 times.
Oh,
and he just came up short on the cliffhanger. What a difficult obstacle this has turned out to be.
Yeah, well, we had 4 athletes that just missed that grab. It's different timing than a normal lache. And you also just have to think about, because you're trying to think about linking to the dismount because it's right in front of you. So what the athletes might be doing is just lacheing just a little too high. So, and you can't, it's really tough to do that for a cliffhanger ledge because obviously it's with your fingertips facing forward. So it's a little different than a bar. And yeah, I'm surprised, but at the same time, I'm not, because it is such a tricky first obstacle to put in a course.
Very true. Well, the best news is that the first obstacle of the challenge course is not failable, but it is tricky. It's the wall lifting, and these athletes are really going to have to show off their power. I cannot imagine that any of our mature kids have lifting regimens, but they're going to learn a little bit on those walls. Donovan Matoyer, a student of history, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yep. The wall lift, one of the oldest ninja obstacles ever. It was in the first ninja competition ever, well over 25 years ago. And it's still a staple other places around the world today.
Forget as old as the athletes, it's about as old as we are.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's so yeah, the wall lift is I love seeing that obstacle here. Obviously, as you said, Donovan is a student of the game worldwide, and we saw it with the Aussie grips in Australia, and of course the wall lift from Japan. And so yeah, This course as a whole, especially the challenge course, we see so many unique moves and like interesting placements. For example, obviously the wall lift, and then right after that you go into that undercling thing. There's just so many different moves.
Yeah, the undercling has not been, the toughest. I mean, it's a difficult obstacle. It's not been eliminating competitors at a high rate, but it has been, tricking them a little bit mentally, taking off their mental game for some of the later obstacles. And also, we've seen a lot of athletes take that quite a bit slower than others to try to figure it out. And that ends up costing them quite a bit of time.
Yeah, so let's take a look at some of our top runs. Of course, we had Colton Davis. Absolutely came out swinging, set the bar so high. Just he looked, like I said, he was looking like he was moving just like one of his barn coaches and mentors, Sam Folsom. Just so in line on these laches, just setting up his hips perfectly, as you can see, and he just had such a fast time, 36 seconds, far and away the fastest time so far today out of all of our divisions.
Yeah, Colton, such a strong run, showing why he was one of the favorites coming into this competition, but really anything can happen, as we've seen on the challenge course as we take a look at Sebastian's razor fast run.
Yeah, Sebastian was just really smooth and just casual with his run. He casually put up a 46-second time, which was super impressive. And then on our girls' side, although we just didn't quite have any finishers, but we had 4 very close runs coming down to the last
grab. The very end, yeah.
Yep, so our fastest of those 4 was Ava Dombrowski, making it to the spinning sonic curve, or making it through the spinning sonic curve in 33 seconds.
Here is Ava's run.
Yep, she just made it through there, no problem. And then after that, yeah, she, if I recall, she just missed the grab just a little too high, I think, on the Aussie grip, but still, what a great run.
Ari was the first runner of the placement course. She'll be the last runner of the challenge course. Well, folks, where is it? Okay, one more time. The World Ninja League Premier Series is powered by NinjaWorks. NinjaWorks is the ultimate in timing systems, bringing the full experience to ninja gyms across the globe. From ninja training, ninja classes, competitions, birthday parties, and more, NinjaWorks has you covered for all your ninja timing needs. With all the features you could want, the NinjaWorks timing system features a buzzer, timer, sounds, lights, and more. The World Ninja League is proud to feature NinjaWorks as our official timing system. With the help of NinjaWorks, the World Ninja League is able to track and publish results live during competition for our community, provide our facilities with the best competition tracking and timing system, and provide our athletes with amazing season stats. We are so excited to power our Premier Series with the help of NinjaWorks. If you're interested in bringing NinjaWorks to your gym, email info@ninjaworks.com.
Absolutely. Thanks to NinjaWorks, huge. They've been such a huge help to us for so long now. So much. Most pages on the website, if you go to any stat or result page, that's all NinjaWorks. It's so impressive. Just it wouldn't be possible without them, and we can't thank them enough.
Yeah, it's going to be our 6th season with them coming up. Same with DGS, our sixth season with DGS, Series Gymnastics Supply, being the official sponsor of the World Championship and the official supplier of all of the obstacles at the World Championship. Of course, they are the sponsor athlete of Addie Herman, the women's elite champion, who we're also going to be getting to see at Premier Series finals at Ferox. Go check out DGS for all your ninja obstacle needs, dgsninja.com. And if you're an athlete looking to get set up with a sponsorship, or if you're an athlete with an existing sponsorship that you would like to highlight on the broadcast, give us an email, info@worldninjaleague.com.
Org.
What's the name of this league again?
worldninjaleague.org.
Ah, my gosh. Yeah, okay. One more time. Info at worldninjaleague.org.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're
So
the you're the branding guy. I have to confess I still sometimes call it NNL.
yeah. So of course, as we get ready for our challenge course, let's take a quick break and see see a little video from our good friend Enzo Di Ferrari Wilson and his charity Ocean Needs Everyone.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Well, we are about to get started with the challenge course. It was 11 obstacles in 3.5 minutes for the kids, and we saw a lot of athletes come right up against that time limit. So it is going to be, well, it's going to live up to the name of challenge. 2 retries on any obstacle. However, you cannot use both retries on the same obstacle. You do have to beat the obstacle in front of you to move on to the next, and the clock will stop during resets.
Yep, and as you can see, here's our first 11 of our runs. Of course, there's always going to be wild card picks. I know Ace Nichols came up short on that balance line. I'm sure she's looking for revenge here.
Yeah, I'm
And
really looking forward to seeing what a lot of the athletes who came out on that Lachey can do. There's
Yeah.
not a whole lot of really long Lacheys until the back half of this challenge course. So they're definitely going to have a lot of opportunity to show their skills as Lainey Wallace gets us kicked off. 3.5 minute time limit here on the wall lift. Getting a little bit stuck. You really have to pull that up dead center, and this third one is the heaviest.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well,
Yep,
Ninja allows you to get creative.
that's for sure. So now she's onto the incline cliffs, which is an angled back wall where you have to like grab the underside of these cliffhanger ledges, pinch yourself
Not very
up against
often
it.
you see underclings in Ninja.
And difference between this and the mature kids, or this and the kids division, you have to go right into the ring. Now for a cliffhanger.
We saw Lainey go out on a cliffhanger in the placement course, and she is getting quite a bit of revenge here. Great grip strength by Lainey.
Absolutely. She's making her way through this long ultimate cliffhanger. Now into the spider walk. This is a pretty wide spider walk, but
Yeah, our
she's
mature
making
kids
it look really
athletes
good.
are really going to have to give it everything they've got. Thankfully, they don't have to go all the way down the wall. They only have to go halfway down the wall.
And also another adjustment that I forgot to mention, there's a third. There is a she just missed that grab there. There is a third wall. There were 2 walls in the wall lift for the kids division. In this division, there's 3, and the third one weighs 60 pounds, so that's probably more than most of these kids weigh.
And Lainey just wasn't able to get the pop off of the roller coaster there. Now, again, another adjustment. Athletes are going to have to go right from that to the flying squirrel. Such a difficult move. But Lainey getting a chance to shine after going out early on the placement course. Much better run this time on the challenge course. Great run by Lainey. And we will have to see if that is good enough to be in the top 4.
Absolutely. Yep. Great run. She made that. She looked to have really good grip strength there. Just came up short on that jump. She had if she just drove her back a little bit more, those hips like preloaded. It's tough to time those swings on the pipe coaster. It took me a little while to figure that one out on my own. You got to really just like kind of hollow out and then time it so that you get that pendulum effect at the very bottom of that coaster. But up next, we have Ace Nichols looking for revenge.
Yeah, anytime I see a pipe coaster now, I think about 2020 in Greensboro. You were running that obstacle right in front of me, and I'm just screaming, "Legs behind your head!"
Yeah, legs.
As if you didn't know this, but it just makes me feel better. Ace Nichols is going to be our next athlete, number 3 in the Heartland division.
Yep, the key, obviously, different. This is a technique. Lifting is definitely something you'd see in CrossFit usually, but this obstacle predates CrossFit.
That's true.
Yeah, and you have to really just do like a deadlift. Use those legs. Don't bend your back too much. It's not as much about the arms as it is about the legs.
And that's where coaching is really going to come into play, getting these athletes the proper technique as Ace is finding her way through the incline cliffs.
Absolutely. And now she's moving through, eyeing up this ring grab.
Oh, we're going to have to... Okay, she got through. She was pretty low on that swing. I was a little bit worried about that. But she gets through and makes her way through the cliffhanger now.
Yep, and now she's moving through last couple ledges here, and she'll just have to eye up the dismount.
Almost there. And she's through onto the jumping spider.
She is going into this hallway. Another very classic obstacle that's even older than the wall lift. And
that's right, yeah.
Yep, and now she's moving on to this roller coaster. She eyes it up.
She'll have to
Has
go down
to go for that hollow back
coaster,
legs behind her back, and she gets
the kick. She is on to the flying squirrel. No trapeze this time. Going to have to catch both of these handles at the same time. She does, and is trying to eye up that dismount. That would put her provisionally into first place. Eyeglass Lane up next.
Yep, now she's just chalking up, taking a breather, getting set up for these devil steps into this eyeglass.
And there's a sideways board in between them. No ring this time.
And these devil steps tilt too.
Yeah, they're pretty tricky. You are allowed to grab the side of this sideways board, thankfully.
She pops right down to the eyeglass.
Down into it.
Nice work. Now hopping over to this wheel.
Able to static it.
Hold back.
Unlocking some beta for her fellow competitors. And now eyeing up that dismount, which she just comes up short on.
Oh, so
just
close.
Wasn't able to cross the plane. Gonna have to go back and do this a second time, but knows what she needs to do now.
Yep, just regroup, take a breather, chalk up. She knows she's right there.
Oh! She did cross the plane.
That's true. I was thinking that in my head.
I was thinking that also. I didn't want to say anything. But that is going to be a clear as she moves on to the croquet mallets. No trapeze here. Got to go right to the second one, but she front grabs now. She used her first retry on the croquet mallets, meaning that she only had one try on that obstacle, came up short, and that is going to be the end of Ace Nichols' run, but a heads-up refereeing call by Donovan Matoyer giving her the clear there on Eyeglass Lane for crossing the plane.
Yep, that was because it was like an extended platform off to the side, so she had already, like you mentioned, crossed the plane, and only after she crossed the plane did she trip off to the side, so she did get the clear there. Great run out of Ace. So now next up we have Millie Eaves. As you can see, our World Ninja League champion, Tyler Smith, on the sidelines coaching her. He'll be running tomorrow.
That is going to be a lot of fun to watch. One of the most highly anticipated runs. But right now, Millie giving us perhaps a little bit of a preview.
Nice quick lift up on that third
Millie
one.
herself finished in the top 10 of the World Championships, making it to the next to last obstacle of Stage 3. So she's very strong.
Absolutely. All those ninjas that come out of that Shinobi Fitness and Ultimate Ninja St. Louis area.
Oh, she gets the landing on that incline cliffs. That ring swing, I think, might trip up a couple of our competitors. We'll have to see. But in the meantime, Millie making her way through the cliffhanger very smoothly.
Yeah, I was about to say very efficient. Now just looking for that dismount. Nice and easy off of there. Now for this full-size spider walk for these kids. But they make it look like no problem.
Yeah, no kidding. For a lot of us adults, that'd be like if the walls were about 6 feet apart. And Millie
just missed the timing on that back. She had the right idea, though, so if she can just think about it again, regroup, just reconsider the timing, listen to her coach, Tyler, she can get this. Oh, she
makes
the
catch.
What a grab.
That was close, but she got it.
Great grip strength. Really kipped out for that one. She gets it.
Just needs to find that dismount, which she does. So still one retry in her back pocket as she front grips these steps. They do tip side to side a little bit. Now, how is she going to approach this sideways board?
I think she's going to reach around with her right hand, maybe? Or go for a little
I think she might corner grab it. We saw a lot of that at the World Championship, or WNL Championship. I'm sorry, I'm being a good boy.
Championships, plural. But yes.
Apparently I was not. Anyway, Millie is onto the eyeglass, makes the reach for the bullseye, and now needs to size up this dismount, which we've seen is not a gimme.
Yep.
We saw Ace go out here a moment ago.
Yep, because it's off to the side, so you have to use your core. But she gets it. Now.
Yeah, she's got it, and she will get both attempts at the hammers.
Decides not to chalk up. She feels good on this. Yeah, a lot of athletes at the WNL Championships went for a sort of front and back grab. And also we did see that with the mallet obstacle in Austin. But now she's through that, no problem, and she's onto the fidget spinner.
Taking one backswing on each of these. Probably familiar with fidget spinners. They've been around for a couple of years now. And now instead of a dismount, they're going to have to go to a trapeze, it looks like.
Yep, and it's a horizontal track, so even tougher to slide.
And we saw a lot of the kids have trouble sliding it down. Oh, she gets through. And out of the red tubes. This became a surprise crux point, although I don't think she has quite enough time to beat it. Nevertheless, Millie Eaves is currently in first place and secures her spot at Ferox.
Yeah, great run, great fight there. That was a lot of endurance. This course is a burner. Look at that clutch grab there. That was very impressive grip strength.
Yeah, just so strong was Millie throughout this run. Really putting her grip strength to good use.
Great run. Her and her champ coach learning from the best.
Says here that she also enjoys gardening and drawing. Natalie Gray will be our next to last athlete. Another multi-sport athlete, also plays softball and golf. She made it to stage 2 in the strongest ninja division. Struggling a little bit with that second wall.
You gotta use those legs. A little less of
there
the
we
back.
go.
There you go.
Coming out of Ultimate Ninja St. Louis. Now, Natalie, one of the athletes with the longer wingspan, 4'10" wingspan compared to 4'8" height.
Yep, and it's very interesting. First two obstacles actually have a lot of leg in them, and our good friend Yuri Prokudin has actually been posting a series on his Instagram about explaining how important legs are on obstacles and leg-based obstacles. So he, of course, our elite winner at Motive, and as I've been saying, Natalie's been crushing the course.
Yeah, the wingspan really coming into play here on the jumping spider. Quickly through that. I think that's the fastest we've seen anyone on this spider so far.
Now she's eyeing up this roller coaster. Still well over 2 minutes left. Nice timing there, but just misses a little too high up.
Yeah, I think she might have kicked just a fraction of a second too early, but she does have this second attempt.
Yeah, this is a definitely.
Oh, that's the right
grab.
idea. Oh my goodness, she had the right idea, but I think with that time, that could be fast enough. Again, recall Ace Nichols has already qualified. So if Ace is in the top 4, as she's just secured, so Natalie, with only 2 runners to go, will claim that second qualifying spot. Great stuff out of Natalie.
Next up, we have Aria Capozzi out of Hybrid Fitness. Here she goes now. Nice lift there. Running right to the second one. And the third.
Yeah,
Very strong lift there.
That is the smoothest we've seen anyone do the wall lifting, I think, all day.
Absolutely. Makes me wonder if she has done some weightlifting before, because that was very good technique.
Perhaps she has.
She's moving now.
Making her way through. Onto the ring. Needs to keep her legs up. She does.
Good awareness there, keeping her feet up. Now she's moving on to the cliffhanger.
All right, made it to the last obstacle of stage 1 at the World Championship. Would love to get to the last obstacle of this challenge course. That'd put her into first place.
Nice big dismount there. Getting ready for the spider walk. Moving through fast here. It's really wide, and she makes the dismount.
Yeah, just catching those walls with her tiptoes. Good stuff.
Really showing her leg strength this run, and of course her grip strength too. Got to get ready for this kip here.
Uh-oh. Okay, she's going to use a tactical reset here. Going to give it another shot.
See if she can get this kip back here.
Yeah, I'm not sure she was faster than Lee at this point, so she's going to need to clear it
probably,
but she gets the catch.
Now for this Lachey. She's got it.
Great catch.
Aria Capozzi has made it through.
She's going to be in the top 4.
Obstacle 5.
So qualifying position done, but still half of the course left to go, and 1:30 to do it. Gonna try to front. What?
Wow.
Okay, then.
That was very impressive. Now going right for the dismount.
Makes it.
Smoothest
Aria
we've seen
tearing up
anyone
this
so
course
far.
in ways we didn't even think were possible. And needs to build up a swing here. Makes the catch. And after that tactical reset on the roller coaster, she has been unblemished, heading to the third to last obstacle.
Now for the
if you'll
big
recall,
fidget spinner
Millie only cleared this obstacle with about 10 seconds left, so Aria with the potential to have a great scramble here into first place. Makes the catch on the trolley. Pushing it forwards. Great leg movement there. There's the importance of those legs on arm obstacles again.
Now for this little trapeze jump.
Or she can skip it like Millie did, but she uses the trapeze. I think this should put her into first place. We'll have to check. Arya
gotta go
shaking
right
out,
here.
trying to give Red Tubes her best go. Really got to move. 5 seconds.
Much bigger grab than the kids division.
Yeah.
Great effort though on that grab. She almost had just a couple inches higher, but still, that puts her into first place, I believe. What a run.
In any event, it'll for sure put her on the podium. There's that strength again on the wall lifting. Perfect technique. Motored through the cliffhanger as well. And then after a tactical reset here on the roller coaster, getting it on her second go.
This looked
And
so
from there,
smooth.
she was flawless. And indeed, Arya Capozzi going to be in first place by 4 seconds. So she will be the runner to beat as our final runner for the kids, mature kids female comes up to the start line. It's Ava Dombrowski.
Ava,
As you
of
mentioned, third in the power rankings.
And she's also being coached by Tyler Smith here. Ooh, I like the name of the wall lift here, Titan Slayer.
Ooh.
She crawls under that second one.
Certainly an advantage that our mature kids have, being able to do that.
Yeah. But that's definitely it. But that's definitely a technique that has been used with the most elite of ninjas in the past before on that wall lift.
Yeah, and I get the feeling as those walls get heavier, we're going to see some of our top athletes throughout the weekend using that technique as she motors through the inclined cliffs right onto the cliffhanger, wasting no time.
Yep, very efficient, keeping that rhythm here. Going through these last couple ledges, eyeing up that dismount.
Finds
She's
it.
got it.
Right through the spider walk, really relying on the lower body there. So far, so good for Ava. As she approaches the roller coaster now. Has the right idea, makes the catch first try.
Let's go.
Now trying to static.
Nice. Good
Okay, what a recovery.
save. Good. Breathe back.
Wow. And now she's
Sometimes you have to go to the backup plan, but that was very impressive as she is having great lock-off strength here through Eyeglass Lane,
now
onto the bullseye,
has to eye this
readjusting her
dismount.
swing for that dismount. Got it.
30 seconds faster than anyone to this point.
Yeah, by far the fastest run. Hasn't used a single retry either. And doesn't look like she's going to on the hammers. But she does not.
Good.
Here she goes now. On the fidget spinner. Nice setup here. Now for this grab. Right
Great
into
technique.
Yeah, there you go.
Powering that slider down. And as soon as she gets out of this, she will move into first place. She does!
it. Wow.
So
A minute
Ava's going to
left.
take the double, winning the placement course and the challenge course. But more importantly, she still has 2 more obstacles standing in her way of the buzzer.
Now she just has to static here. Oh,
There we go. Got it.
what a
Gets
grab.
the other hand over. And nice hop.
She's going to have plenty of time here.
Yeah, she moves onto those VCR boxes. First athlete in the mature kids division to show us how it's done. Time to do it. They've got to go right from the first box to the second. And
She's
she
got
does it!
But one more grab to go. Oh,
Oh, she just missed it! That close to a perfect run. But maybe still enough time to beat her on a second attempt.
Gotta go quick here. She's going for,
Going for it. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Get out of there, Ava. She comes up short again.
What an effort, though. Great run, Coach
That's
Tyler's
gotta be
trying.
infuriating. In any event, Ava Dombrowski, a tremendous run, showing us how to do it. Great sportsmanship from her fellow competitors.
I think she got a
She
little
is
rip
going
there.
to Ferox with an impressive run, giving her momentum into that competition.
That insane save there. And then just really calmly stagicking up and then getting that hop.
Oh, that's loud. For the gentleman
yeah, she had-
on Kevin's VCR.
She almost had it with the last second grab.
That's the only change we made.
Great run.
Congratulations.
Well, there are the final standings. Now, Ava should be credited with an additional point, but essentially moot as she finishes in first place. Aria, Millie, and Ace picking up the top 4, but because Ace has already qualified, Natalie Gray will get the 4th and final qualifying spot. Impressive runs out of all of our runners in the Mature Kids female division as we move on to the boys now.
Yep, but before that, let's take a quick look at our podium finishers, all 3 of them getting to that last obstacle.
Yeah, if we could load up
Second to last
any,
obstacle, I should say. Yep.
if we can load up any of those replays, that would be appreciated.
Yep. Huge power there. Binding those arms, getting that distance.
I mean, all of these runs were so impressive. And yeah, Millie straight up skipped the trapeze. Just didn't have enough time to tackle the red tubes. But in any event, as you can see there, a very impressive run. We also had Aria Capozzi in second place. Showed great
Aria.
strength on the Titan Slayer, as we're calling it. I think this is there's Aria.
Yeah.
Yeah, great strength.
It's nice and smooth this whole run.
Yeah, she didn't have the fastest time coming into this obstacle, but she made up for it on the back half of the course. Just so efficient throughout.
And of course, Ava Dombrowski getting to that last obstacle. Ooh, just that
Yeah,
save.
I mean, this was the save of the day so far. It is 6 Save Saturday, friends.
That is
season coming up
absolutely
next
correct.
season. We are in mid-season form with some of these saves we've seen in Premier Series.
Also, I was just thinking how interesting it is that there's a VCR obstacle, considering...
Yeah, these kids probably haven't even seen a real VCR.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's our run order for the boys. Obviously, the favorites going into this have to be our finishers, especially those top 3 that just flew through really smooth. Simon Gelman, Sebastian Robotin, Colton Davis. But now we got Parker Smart looking for revenge after that slip up early. Sure, he's going to give it his best shot here. Parker's off through the
these
first wall.
athletes came undone at a lachey to a cliffhanger. And Parker having some trouble with this second wall.
There he goes. He's got it. There he
we go.
goes. Should have enough.
Now, of course, those walls do lock as they go up.
It's that
think
third
this
one good.
third-
He figures
Yeah,
it
this
out.
third one, I think the track is a little bit smoother. And especially once they've done it twice already, they kind of have a better idea.
Yep.
Parker was the 4th-ranked athlete in the Heartland division in
Now he's
season
reaching
8.
out to this ring. He's got it nice and quick through there. Ooh.
And Yeah, I mean, these athletes really have to keep their feet up on that ring swing, and they've been able to pick that up very quickly.
Yeah, that requires a lot of awareness. Great wherewithal. Good reaction. It's moving through this cliffhanger. Just a few more ledges.
And Parker should be eyeing up the dismount here. And he's got it. So 3 obstacles done. Jumping spider up next. And looks like he might be thinking about a body prop approach.
Oh,
In fact, he might want to try that because he might be struggling with the wingspan, and that is what he's going to do.
oh, he's getting it.
Oh, and he slipped off there. A tough
Great effort,
break for
though.
Parker. Yeah,
Good-
came
good
undone by the
thinking.
shoes.
Yeah, I thought he was starting to get a rhythm there, but just slipped off. So great effort. And next up we have Lucas out of Next Level Ninja.
Lucas, definitely a name that I've seen around the block before. Currently trains out of Next Level Ninja in the New Jersey area with Joe Capo and Abby Clark. He is also going to go with the
Slide.
Army crawl approach
Yeah.
here on the Titan Slayer.
That third
Go for
one.
one more time, and he's through. Making up for lost time as he bolts over to incline cliffs.
Nice and efficient here. Now can just reach out to this ring, steady his feet, no problem. Ooh, they really
Yeah.
skimming it.
As
Donovan
he makes his
Matoyer.
way through the cliffhanger. Sorry, go ahead.
Donovan Matoyer keeping a very, very detailed, sharp eye on that. Making sure that they don't touch the ground. They're it's really impressive just how close they're getting. But now he's onto the spider walk.
And making his way through the spider walk, clearing this would provisionally put him into first. And he does.
He's got it.
Well, Lucas has been around the block. Let's see if he knows his way around pipe coasters.
Yeah, and as we saw with the girls running before, it's tricky to get the timing on this. As you can see,
Yeah, he never really threw his legs behind his head.
yeah, the most successful we've seen were either doing the kit, like the drive the hips back right before, or just really commit to that forward throw. Taking a deep
And
breath
I like
here.
this. Lucas calming himself down, reminding himself of the technique that he needs. And much bigger swings this time, although I think at the bottom, he kind of straightened out.
Yeah. Still,
That's such a tough obstacle.
yeah. Nice try there. You just have it's such a tricky timing based obstacle, especially for these kids. How big that coaster is and how fast it rolls. Because usually at Worlds for these kids, we usually have, for the younger divisions, it's usually like flat on the pipe coaster, or like not as big of a gap. Usually it's like a static wrap, but this is a big old lachey. So it's really impressive just how close they're coming to getting it.
But Leland Dieter is making good work of the Titan Slayer so far. Although he's getting a little stuck on this second wall. Gonna crawl under it. He says his favorite obstacle is the Dragon Back, which is a really difficult bar tech obstacle.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Although there's
Dragon
not-
back.
Bar tech on this course, it definitely shows he's got a lot of strength.
Yeah, Dragon back is like salmon ladder and flying bar all in one. And now he's moving on, reaching out for that ring.
His feet up, great work.
Right now chalking up before this cliffhanger.
number 4 ranked athlete in the Heartland division. Although he might have gone up there a
there
little bit too
you go.
quickly.
Oh,
Yeah.
he had the right idea. Just, I think, let go a little too late. Still nice work. Nice hops there on the spider walk.
Yeah, definitely very inventive. This is his home gym, so probably something he knew was in his arsenal.
Absolutely. Now, we're going on to our 4th boy running the challenge course. Eli Paul.
It's Eli Paul, yeah. Eli was the number 1 ranked athlete in the Heartland division. And although he's running pretty early in this challenge course, could be one that was like some of our kids' boys and ascends to the top of the challenge course. Although the second wall of the Titan Slayer has become an early problem for a lot of our competitors. Eli's through it fairly quickly, though. Good stuff so far. Let's see what he's got on incline cliffs.
Eli carefully working his way through, keeping those feet nice and wide. Don't want to lean back too much, right up against the wall. Now time to reach out for that ring. He's got it.
Clear, cliffhanger.
Gets his feet up and moves onto the cliffhanger. And I mean, these kids have just rocked this cliffhanger so far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, none of
these.
these, not a single one of these mature kids is even stopped to take a breath. Although a little bit. There we go.
He's
Just needed
almost
a second
there.
to build up some confidence here on the jumping spider, which he gets through.
Yeah, as you're saying with that cliffhanger, all the kids are just really efficient at moving along those ledges fast. Now setting himself up, hips back, and he gets
There
it.
we go. First boy to make this catch.
There he goes.
Makes the lachey also, and he has moved into first place as he attempts to tackle the eyeglass lane.
Let's go. Good. Cranks, dude. Come on. Keep yourself moving. Keep yourself moving.
Big
Good.
reaches
Side
here
of it, side of it.
on
That's
those
right.
devil steps. And needs to figure out how he's going to approach the sideways board. He grabs it from the side and then makes that corner.
Good. Come on. Static.
And quickly onto the eyeglass. Smart move. Oh! Okay,
Just
so it
slipped
can
off.
come undone. I hope it didn't catch him on the way down.
Yeah, I was surprised
Uh-oh.
that slipped him
Yeah.
off.
I'm worried now. Oh, he hit his head.
Yeah, just at the back, but he's up.
And we'll have a brief injury stoppage for Eli, who to this point has looked really solid on this course. First in this division through the roller coaster, has just been so smooth on all of these obstacles. We hope he's able to get up and continue his run.
Yep, he's back
And
up.
it looks like he is. What a trooper. Absolute champ. And what a story it could be if he defeats this obstacle.
Oh! He tried
He
to go
went
for
off
the
of that
lachey.
quickly. He was not
He
going to
didn't
waste
wanna-
time there.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but still,
Yeah, that
Great work.
bullseye is so incredibly tough to grab. It's essentially a special delivery if you don't static it to it like most of our competitors have.
still
In
great.
any event, so resilient by Eli, getting up after bonking his head. Took it, like I said, like an absolute champion.
Yeah,
And
get an
Eli
ice pack,
with
get an ice pack, rest up. He had a great run there.
yeah,
I think
the
it.
run
I think
to beat
more
so
than
far.
I think more than anything, I think it just kind of caught him by surprise.
Yeah,
because he got up like right away. So
Yeah, because none of our other athletes have gone out at that particular spot. So maybe he just didn't realize that it could come off of the hooks. In any event,
Yeah.
Isaac Kraft here looking to vault himself into first place as he makes his way through the Titan Slayer.
Regain some breath. Breathing, dude. Got it. Reach that ring, line
moving
it up.
nice and quick through here. Right onto the ring.
Legs up.
He's through.
Good work.
Yes, sir.
Isaac went out on the last obstacle of the placement course. Those difficult mini UFOs. But we've been seeing athletes who went out early on the placement course have really been taking this challenge course to task.
Really getting
today.
high up here.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Interesting strategy there, but it works. Roller coaster up next.
It's interesting to see all the creative ways these mature kids athletes have been using this spider walk because it's a little... Oh, nice throw there.
Oh, wow, what power.
Perfect timing there. I could tell what he was setting up for, and that was big. Right on through, well over 2 minutes left now. Can shake out here, get ready.
Quick moves. Yeah, come on. Outside.
Moving on through.
Yeah, lining himself up. Now, I see what he's going for. Oh, now he's moving from the sideways. Needs to be careful that he doesn't dislodge this eyeglass.
Oh, he
Reaches
saves
for-
it that
okay,
time.
well, you have it behind you,
Got it. Good, that's when he's got it. Good one.
and he makes it.
Yeah, good awareness. He was aware after the last run it can fall out, but so he grabbed it really quickly. He got it.
Tremendous stuff by Isaac, and he's going to be the first of our mature kids boys onto the hammers.
He's grabbing that front side, right to the dismount, no problem.
Up to the fidget spinners now. Just over a minute remaining. Maybe enough time to beat this course, but these are 3 pretty tough obstacles coming up.
Come on, Isaac. Good. Kick.
It's now last of the fidget spinners. Nice
Great
setup
link.
here.
Pop
Right
right up
into-
to this trolley.
Sideways.
A little bit of momentum also. I can go straight for this dismount like we saw Millie do, or he can be more like Ava and grab the trapeze, which is what he does. Red tube, still 30 seconds. Big swings here. He knows the right idea here on red tubes. You're going to have to get that swing in order to get over to the second tube.
Ooh.
He went for it. He has my respect for that. Let's see how the second attempt goes. Down inside 10 seconds now. Goes for it again, and that
so
time
close.
he got a little bit closer. Just couldn't wrap his hands over the top. But completing 8 obstacles, Isaac Kraft moves himself into first place, and that's going to be a tough run to beat.
And nice little link there to try to get it. But this was really impressive here.
Right?
Great form. Then big save here.
I mean, that was so impressive how he was able to get out of that. Great scrambling ability by some of our younger competitors. Not only are these athletes the strongest in our sport, they're also some of the brightest and some that have that mental wherewithal to make a very quick backup plan.
Yeah, when you've practiced enough, you start to figure out you always kind of like have that in your back of your mind, like how to save an obstacle. So yeah, definitely great obstacle IQ there.
I love that obstacle IQ. I'm going to start using that. Well, we are halfway through the boys division. 5 down, 5 to go. Arthur Conrad will be our next athlete on the start line. And I mean, all 5 of these runs, they're coming from athletes that didn't beat the placement course, but still beating a whole lot of obstacles here on the challenge course. And one of the things I really like about Premier Series is it really gives the athletes a chance to shine no matter what their element is.
Absolutely. Yep. If you make a mistake in the challenge or in the placement course, always have a motivation for revenge on the challenge course. I've seen lots of great runs this whole season long. You can check out past competitions on our YouTube channel under the live tab, and also on our watch page at worldninjaleague.org.
That's right. A new watch page. We're getting our past backlog of videos indexed so that you can, once that's all finished and indexed, you can even sort by some of your favorite athletes and find some of their runs. Well, we have Arthur coming out of Midwest Warrior on the start line.
Getting right into this wall lift.
I just looked it up. It's in Omaha, Nebraska. So not too far from here. Finding his way on that second wall. This third wall goes up a little bit smoother, even though it's the heaviest. 60 pounds. About these athletes' weights, but they've been getting through it.
Arthur moving very smooth through this.
Nice swing there, getting out of the incline cliffs. As he starts his work on the cliffhanger.
Moving through the second half of these ledges. How to eye up this dismount, and he's got it.
There
right
it
there.
is. They don't really need to the shade of the dismount. It is right there on that last ledge. And I don't blame the athletes trying to be safe there. You don't want to use a retry at the very end of a long taxing obstacle like the cliffhanger, especially early in the course. So that's definitely a place to be conservative. Arthur got really high up there on the
just
spider.
missed the dismount.
Yeah, I think maybe he was worried about the plexiglass, tried to avoid it at all costs, and just sent for it. Let's see how his second attempt goes. Similar strategy.
Going a little quicker this time, though.
There
More confident, and he's got it.
All right, well, still one retry in the bag as he moves to the roller coaster. Minute 50 for the back half of this course. Taking a moment to get up here to this bar. We've seen this be an early crux point.
Oh, he had the right idea there.
Exactly.
Had the right idea, just a little late on the timing. Needs to just think about it a little bit. Just a tiny bit earlier so it doesn't hit the end of the track before he goes forward.
Let's see his second attempt. That's the right idea. There you go.
Nice
Arthur
work,
makes
right to the
catch,
dismount.
Gets out of there. And he will make his way onto Eyeglass Lane.
Reaching out.
There's that smoothness, and that'll give our remaining competitors some confidence that they can beat this obstacle without dislodging that eyeglass. We've seen most of our competitors be able to do that, and I think after it got dislodged during Eli's run, maybe it was going to start getting in our competitors' heads, but they have started to figure it out. Arthur is out of the hammers and onto the fidget spinners. 3 obstacles to go. At least time to beat this. Probably the next.
Nice backswings there. Looking really smooth. Trying to static up. Oh.
You might need to
Slipped
catch
a little
this,
bit.
which is what he's done. 20 seconds. Has time to get out of there.
Now just for this trapeze. He's got
That's
it.
it. Gets the landing. Well, we learned the official name of the obstacle, Kevin's VCR. We'll talk more about that when an athlete gets there, but Arthur's just going to run out of time before giving Red Tubes his best shot. We are going to need to adjust his score, but Arthur going to be moving into second place with a very strong run.
Yep, nice and smooth. Learned from his mistakes early on. Kept on going. Made it to the second to last obstacle as far as anyone so far today. That puts him in second place. As you can see, just get that adjusted real quick. But so right now the front order, the top four so far are Isaac, Arthur, Eli, and Lucas. So next up we got Aiden right on the start block out of South Dakota. 6:05. Great gym out there.
And not a whole lot of ninja opportunities in South Dakota, but Aiden has been making the most of it.
Oh yeah, 6:05. I've definitely seen them more and more, bigger and bigger contingent at our worlds and other big competitions.
Yeah, he was at the World Championship and performed very well. Made it all the way to the second to last obstacle of stage 3. Got him 16th in the world. Now, Aiden, I think, forgot where he was Okay, now this is interesting.
Yeah.
So they're not counting that. They're counting that as two separate platforms, which means Aiden's run still going.
Yep. Yeah.
Without a blemish.
Yeah, he went forward on that finishing platform and then walked over to the start of the next one. So, yeah, that's all good. He's keeping on moving.
Yeah, reminder, WNL rules. If the finish platform of an obstacle isn't the start platform of the next, you cannot dictate how athletes progress between obstacles.
Different technique there, but it works for him. He
full advantage as he is unblemished, about to get to the back half of this course.
Yeah, on that pipe coaster, usually I talk about getting those hips back and stuff, but he went the opposite approach, kept himself hollow in the front, and really did that kip forward and got the distance. Nice work.
Hand over hand on the devil steps as he makes his way down to the eyeglass.
Nice little stay there.
To the bullseye, catching with one hand in the center. That is a unique strategy, but it has worked.
Yeah, there's not much room for two hands, so nice work there. Slinking right through. He has a lot of time left here.
Yeah, no kidding. This is the fastest time by far, at least in the mature kids division.
Yep.
He's going through these 3 fidget spinners, hopping up into the slider. Now, this heavy slider, he's just got to keep the momentum going. Should have the distance now to go to the trapeze. He skips it, goes right to the dismount.
Yeah, gets right out of there. So Aiden, with a minute left still on the red tubes.
Building up that sideways swing. I think he's going to go for a static here. Looks like that's what he's setting up for. And he's got it. He's got a lâché. Nice work. Now he's just got to eye up this dismount. Will he be the first to beat this today? And he is.
He is. Great stuff. Aiden, 33 seconds, going to be the first of the Mature Kids boys to try the VCR.
Here he goes. Going to that first one. Oh, just
not able to grab it.
He still has the time, though. Just needs to chalk up and go for it.
Yeah, you're going to have to catch this second one on the signs. Now, tomorrow they'll have to, you kind of see there's those slots, they'll have to slide these out and they'll
Big
drop.
throw here.
For these kids, it's just a lâché.
So close.
But it's a very difficult lâché one at that.
Great run.
None of our mature kids have been able to conquer yet, but Aiden moving into first place with a lightning fast run.
Yeah, he was very smooth and efficient there the whole way through. Didn't use up a retry until that last obstacle, which was so tricky. Yeah, he got this nice little hop here. I thought he was going for a stack, but he set up for a lâché. Great run by Aiden Weidler out of South Dakota. 3 runners left. First up is Simon Gelman, who had a shot at that fastest time, tried to go for that static grab on the UFO hold in the placement course. You know he's going to be looking to correct that in this run. He still had a really fast run, still got 3rd, even with that. Still had good awareness and good adaptation, realizing that the stack wasn't working, switching over to the Lachey and still getting it, having the grip strength. So I'm expecting him to have a lot of grip here. He's motoring
Wow, look at
through,
this speed.
flying through.
He is definitely a lifelong athlete in his young life. He has 6 years of karate, 5 years of ninja, and 3 years of competitive rock climbing.
Wow, yeah, it definitely shows. He went from like halfway there on the spider now.
Great kick.
Very
so
smooth.
onto the flying squirrel.
Perfect timing. Thought about dismounting right away. Nice. Smooth run so far. Hops right up. Climbing up, getting ready for the eyeglass.
Something else I'm just noticing, he was #1 overall in skills at the World Championship.
Wow.
So even though he came out on stage 2, he is definitely one of our most talented ninjas.
Nice preload there. Over 2 minutes left.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, again, if you're first overall in skills, that means you have endurance, grip, power, speed, technical abilities, all stuff that we test in skills at Worlds. And Simon showing me has all of those.
Nice swing generation here. Ooh!
Oh, grabbing up high! And that allows him to link through the
Wow.
fidget spinners.
Wow,
Every course is a speed course at Ultimate Obstacles.
You have to get
and this grueling grip course that Donovan Matoyer has set up is no exception. 1:30. Most people that have got to the 4th to last obstacle have 1.5 minutes left when they get there.
Yeah, he was grabbing so high up on those. That was so impressive. Lincoln, and it set him up perfectly for the slider. Now he's already through the tubes, and now 1 obstacle left with over 1 minute left. Has to go for this big grab on the cliffhanger. And he's got it.
He's got it!
Problem.
Needs to get
Over
out
a
of there.
minute
He's going to clear with over 1 minute left. Defying the laws of physics.
Wow.
Give this young man a speeding ticket. 2:21.
I can't believe he just flew, just linked everything. That fidget spinner link was so impressive because that is high up to link. That's like 3 feet higher than the other part of it. And he just grabbed, made it look so smooth there. Amazing run out of Simon.
Good. Tremendous stuff. He, as you might expect, has secured his spot at Ferox, and he is going to go up against the very best of the very best.
He's given advice to Sebastian.
Yeah. And again, that community aspect, such great sportsmanship. All these ninjas want to see each other succeed. Sebastian, 5th in the power rankings this past season. Finished all 3 stages of the World Ninja League Championships, plural. Is also
ding.
number 3 in the New England region.
Yep, and there he goes, reaching out onto that ring. Nice. Keeping that, just keep those legs up.
Needed a minute to figure out the undercling, but now making his way through the cliffhanger. And look at how smooth he is moving.
But he knows the time he has to beat if he wants to get the fastest time.
Yeah,
He's
there's that hopping
through.
technique again that we saw earlier. It works though.
Goes up onto the pipe coaster.
That starts a little bit wobbly, so he wanted to make sure he had his footing before making a great jump
Nice
into that flying
jump.
squirrel.
Had that jump, but distance to spare.
And he gets out of there. Getting some chalk before the back half of this course. Still 2:10. Grabbing the side
Goes
of
dropping
that board.
onto this eyeglass. Is he going to go for the static or a Lachey here? He's got it. Switch grip. All right, now
He gets the
he's
dismount. 4 to go.
under
Minute
these
40 on the
fingers.
clock.
Still has plenty of time to clear here.
Yeah, maybe not necessarily challenging Simon's time, but if he gets that buzzer, he will for sure be through to the finals. Checking his time.
Yeah, I think he just wants to
Unblemished
clear
this
here.
point. Oh, yeah. I think you're exactly right.
I mean, everybody wants to clear, but yeah.
Yes.
He's just going for a clear, pacing himself.
Yeah. I mean, he realizes at this point a clear will get him through. A clear actually will get him on the podium. And so he's not going to make any risky mistakes that could cost him that spot when he knows if he takes his time here, he can clear with time to spare.
Yep, 2 obstacles left, just under a minute left. Plenty of time, shaking out, eyeing up the tubes.
Yeah,
Interesting to
45 seconds.
see what technique he goes with here. Seems like the most successful has been going to the just one side. He's going forward and pulling
But
through.
a great swing. He grabbed really far on this first one.
Yeah, really good
Let's make
swing
the second
generation there. Popping up. There,
There we
he goes.
go.
Yes,
He needs to build up that swing.
20 seconds
he's
left.
there.
He has the time, just has to chalk up a little bit and
Yeah,
go
only
for
one
it.
attempt here on Kevin's VCR.
10 seconds.
No,
just slipped.
not able to make the grab now.
He's got to link it
Potentially,
here.
8. Yeah, I mean, if you link it off of this first one backswing, you might have enough time. Maybe.
He has to go for it right here.
I think he's gonna have to link
Oh,
the
so
dismount.
close.
Just missed it. Sebastian
work.
Robotin, although he did get to the last obstacle, and that will secure him a spot at Ferox.
Yeah. Will be great to see him again in Brooklyn in November. Has secured a spot. Now it's just a matter of if he can get on the podium or not. But still, either way, great smooth run there.
He's currently in third. Simon, Aiden, and Sebastian have clinched their spots. The last spot will either go to Arthur Conrad or our final runner, Colton Davis. Now, we saw Simon kind of lay down the gauntlet, but Colton had the fastest time on the placement course by 10 seconds. And the 8th ranked power rank in the world is not going to take that lightly. He is right through this Titan set.
Oh yeah. I think we're going to be seeing lots of links from him if his placement course is anything to go by.
Yeah, and I mean, with those 2 retries in the bag, he can go for some aggressive strategies.
Definitely.
I get the feeling he's going to.
Hopping right up into the cliffhanger. Moving very quickly.
Look at that, just gliding across the ledges.
Ooh,
of the
missed his hand,
cliffhanger.
but he keeps it going.
Good save, great lower body awareness.
I'm expecting a huge kip out of him here.
Let's see what
He
he's got.
hollows out and goes for it, no problem.
Well done. And a huge swing, making the jump onto the flying squirrel.
Jeez, what timing.
Kind of that like half backswing lets you start your kick forward early.
Yeah. Popping right through, then he's gonna go right to that slot on the bullseye. He's right there with Simon's time. Could
Colton,
he?
a Southern Illinois athlete, trains out of the barn, as well as Ultimate Ninjas, St. Louis, and Shinobi Fitness. So, I mean, he's training with the best of the best.
Oh, yeah.
And we can see that training is paying off.
Yeah, I mentioned in the placement course how his style reminds me a lot of Sam Folsom specifically. And he's just cruising through. Tons of time left. Still minute 40. He's got
Gonna
it.
go for the trapeze, makes the dismount. Minute 30, this is rivaling Simon's time. He shakes it out. Grabbing the
Popping
back
right
end,
up.
but quick hop through. Needs to build up some swing now. Taking an extra swing, doesn't feel like he's quite there yet. Now makes the jump.
Hopping through. And he's
Links
on.
the dismount. Minute 10, asking for chalk. I don't think he's going to clear with a minute to spare. But, I mean, this has been impressive all day from Colton.
I think he's guaranteed himself a spot on the podium. Now the question is second or third. Or I think he guaranteed himself second with that run. In any event, he's going for a full clear here.
Right.
And
He wants that buzzer to end us with style. We started the day with a Lachey to a
And he's
cliffhanger.
got it.
We're ending it with a
Gritting his
Lachey
teeth.
to a cliffhanger. And a buzzer for Colton Davis. Just like how we started this division. A lightning fast buzzer for Colton. He will be in second place and has qualified for Premier Series finals. What a field we have had here in this Mature Kids division.
yeah, these girls and boys have just absolutely crushed it today. This course, in this division specifically, this course got leveled up huge compared to the kids division. Way more moves, and that kids course was no cakewalk at all by any means. It was a tough one, and this one was even tougher. And it's so impressive how many successes we had. So many great runs.
Before we dive too deep into the leaderboard, I do want to mention that last obstacle is named Kevin's VCR. So it's a VCR obstacle that was invented by one of the most notorious obstacle designers in our sport, Kevin Brecky, the inventor of obstacles such as Crank It Up, Cane Lane, Up for Grabs,
On
Ferris
guard.
wheels, On Guard, that one bird obstacle we don't talk about, lightning bolts. So definitely glad to see him getting some of his creations into the World Ninja League Premier Series. Definitely just, want to give some of these obstacle designers the shout out that they so very much deserve. But also props are in order for our top four boys: Simon Gelman, Colton Davis, Aiden Weidler, and Sebastian Robotin. Those are our four moving on, and Simon and Colton also picking up buzzers on the challenge course with crazy times. That 2:21, we got to see that again.
I know. He just didn't stop moving at all. And he looked so locked in, especially when we get to his last jump on the course on the VCRs. You'll just see how locked in and how much gas he had left in the tank, because he was just cruising. Look at those high links right there.
Yeah, he grabbed the upper, it was hard to see, he grabbed the upper ring of that fidget spinner, which gave him even more momentum, which allowed him to make those links. Kind of let somebody down on the high five there. But
Yeah,
in all
still.
seriousness, Simon with a tremendous run, and I'd love to see Colton's as well if we could get that queued up.
Yeah. Fantastic runs there. Yeah, Simon, that cliffhanger grab he did, he was just so locked in. He didn't look like he was in any difficulty at all. He just looked locked in that entire run. Colton getting that full clear. Here was him
This is
on
Colton's
the-
placement course run.
Yep, on that
This was the
placement
36-second run. He was first place by 10 seconds.
course. Yeah.
As we take a look at some of the highlights from our Mature Kids division. I do want to mention, by the way, we had quite a switcheroo in the Kids Male division. In the Mature Kids, the same top four in the placement, although rearranged, were our top four in the challenge course.
Gotcha. Yeah, so then, as we can see, I fixed the Mature Kids division graphic. So, as you can see, we have 100 Chance Gibo and Millie Kim on here. They also qualified. And, yeah, so now that makes... Well, let me do math in my head.
Should be 21 each.
Yeah, 21 for each division, so we have 41 total already qualified for the Premier Series Finals in Brooklyn at Ferox Athletics in November.
That is going to be so much fun to watch. Look at the caliber of athletes there. Former world champions Aiden Collins and Megan Moore, plus so incredibly strong runners. John Bachmeyer, Will Vaz, jumping off the name. Ember Strickland just carved up that course at Motive. I mean, these are such incredible athletes, and it is going to be a stacked field at Ferox. Well, just to give you a reminder of what is still to come this weekend, at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, that is 2 hours and 15 minutes from now, we will have the preteen division. Hey, there's Hunter.
There he is. Yep. Shout out. Yep. Sorry. Good catch. By the way, thanks for pointing that out. Yep. So he's moving on to the Premier Series finals.
Yeah, we will have quite the field there. Hunter is going to be looking to face off against some of the best that we have seen here today,
including his teammate Simon Gelman, who just won.
Oh, that's right. Well, in 2 1/4 hours' time, we will have the preteen division, and a bit of a surprise for you all. We're going to have my usual elite commentator, Jack Anderson, on commentary for that wave.
That'll be awesome.
Filling in for Mary
Have him
Layton.
on
That's
Sunday.
some scheduling commitments. And we also have on Sunday the amateurs. And they must have pushed those back. So we will have the amateurs and teens 1 hour later than usual. That'll be at 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then the elites will wrap up the night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, 6:15 Central. But again, those preteens will be up next. And if you watched 2 weeks ago, you may remember a young lady by the name of KK Andrews. Well, she is back.
Can she go for
take home her second win?
Yeah. 2 for 2. Can she go 2 for 2 in the Premier Series?
That is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We also have one of the very top athletes in the preteen division on the boys' side, Jeremy Loff, who made it on the podium at the World Championship. So that's going to be so much fun. Philip, thank you so much for stepping in on short notice and hanging out with me today.
Absolutely. And it was just so fun. Every single division of every single Premier Series is a showdown. There's always there's always just like a battle, like whether it's the top two, whatever, like that are like trying to one up each other with the top times. Like all these athletes, it's just so impressive.
For sure. Well, that will wrap up our Mature Kids coverage. Stay tuned for the preteens coming up in just about 2 hours' time. But for Philip Scott, I'm Alex Cunningham, signing off from Kansas City.